she is. It's all torn apart, like I said I was gonna do. And watch the video and see what I find. Welcome to another exciting episode of Fixing Bugs and Stuff. We're gonna be tearing down this dual port 1600 engine. Now here comes the backstory. Got this engine off of Facebook Marketplace. The guy assured me that he rebuilt it or had it rebuilt by someone professionally. And when I got it home, there were some issues, some very questionable issues about the rebuild. If I see any red flags, I'm gonna point them out to you guys. I'm gonna show it to you. We're gonna do whatever we can, but I don't wanna bore you. So that's the biggest thing. So enough of me talking. Let's get to it. Let's tear it down. Well, some of you probably ask, what's the engine number? Good question. It's right there. It's B6299728. I gotta look that up and see what that's from. If you guys know offhand, just let me know. Right now we're draining the oil. Looks kind of dark. Let's see. It's not too bad. See what that tastes like. Ugh. There's no Hershey syrup, I'll tell you that. I'm gonna start with the coil. Let me unplug. 10mm socket. Coil out. Fuel line for the carb. Fuel line's off, the carburetor. And I'm gonna take off the carb. These wrenches are a must. These are great, and I'll tell you why. So we'll do the front one here first. It's 13mm. Now I'm gonna take off this cap here. Gives me better access to get in here. So this is why this is very valuable. It's curved, so you can get to the rear here, to the back. Because there is like the front, there is a nut in the back, and it kind of curves around it, which is really nice. So then you're able to take it off. Out. This is 2.1mm socket. I'll take this off. So I don't get confused, I put a tie wrap all the way through here. You should keep it straight. Okay, let's go around the side here. I'm gonna start taking off the fan. Takes a 10mm. I'm gonna use a wobbly bit. Woo! We have one more on the other side. I'll take that off. This is gonna take forever. So, you don't have to take it all the way out. It is slotted. This baby right here should pop right off. Pull it straight up. Watch it make me a liar. Watch. Maybe. Oh. Stupid me. Stupid. I know you guys are yelling at me, but you can see it. I didn't see it. I gotta take this off. This is a strap. It's wrapping around this guy here. There's no way that's gonna come off me pulling on it. So let me take that off. What a rookie move. Rookie move. Okay, I have to take off this nut and bolt. It's a 13mm here. I'm gonna use a wobbly bit. Get it loose enough, you should be able to slide this. Okay, I loosened the regulator a little bit. I didn't take it totally off. It's loose. I was able to slide the clamp back. So now, should be able to pull it straight up. Success. Pretty dry up here. Not a lick of oil. A lot of times your oil cooler is not installed properly. It will leak into the cylinders. Put my finger down here. Dry. Dry like the Sahara Desert. So I'm pulling spark plugs off the side here. You can see it. Just want to say I'm not a fan of these MP spark plug wires. You can see this here. See how they're shaped. And they're supposed to go into the hole in the cylinder tin. What I mean by that is the cylinder tin. See the cylinder tin right here? It has like a hole for your spark plug. And this grommet is supposed to fit into that hole nice and even to keep the air from coming out. That's part of your cooling. These spark plugs here, they're very hard. And then the Bosch ones are very pliable, so they kind of rest up against their There go my light. It's in the oil. That's messed up. That's messed up. Oh, that sucked. Anyway, I have to grab the light. But getting back to that, the Bosch ones are more pliable rubber, and they kind of like sit on top of here very nicely once you push in the spark plug wire. Now I go fishing for a light. Check this out. I pulled the light out of there, and it's still on. Again, Milwaukee stuff. Milwaukee stuff. Take off the mechanical fuel pump first. I think that's a 13. Oh, by the way, the light still works. Cleaned it off. Gonna use a wobbly bit. Mechanical fuel pump up and out. I need to get that nut right there. We're gonna use a wobbly bit. All right, time to get the other nuts off the car. I know that didn't sound right, did it? This other one. Now we gotta do the other side. All right, I need to take these hose clamps off so I can remove this boot and this part of the manifold. These are 6 millimeters. So the other side. Okay, in the process of taking off the manifold, these are loose. Next thing I'm gonna do is take off these bolts on the flanges here, and we can see it. There's some flanges here that hook up to the intake manifold. And these are 10 millimeter. So now this whole thing is loose. Take it off. This guy comes off. Take this part off. All right, I'm gonna take the distributor off next. I just need to get it out of the way. But it takes a 13 millimeter at the top. Now you can grab your distributor, just pull it straight up, and away she goes. Now at this point, you definitely want to put a piece of towel or something in here. You don't want anything falling in there. Now I'm going to take all this off. This was for pressure, temperature, and the idiot light. So that's what I'm going to take out, but you have to take them off piece by piece. Pull out the big behemoth just to get this off. You don't need to take this out. Well, I don't need to take this out. It's just, it'll clear this back tin. No issues. Take this guy off, but it's in there pretty tight. I'm gonna take off this fuel pump boss. I'm gonna take it off. Just be careful taking it off. You don't want to ruin the sealing surface. A lot of times these things break too. So you just gotta be careful. Before you do that, pull this out. It's what actually actuates the fuel pump up and down, up and down. A lot of times these things break. But this one came out pretty good. Make sure you fill the hole with something. If you don't plan to take the engine apart. But I plan to take the engine apart. This is just a good habit to get into. I'm gonna take off this generator stand. I want the wobbly bits. Wobbly bits. These are 13. 13. Ooh. Got dropping hardware, boys. All right, gotta take off the crank pulley. So that takes a 30. So now we can take off these two. You can see them or not. Come out, take off the shroud. And one on the top. I forgot to mention. Usually there's two on the top here, but I only have one. Or towels. Just to keep things out. Okay, now that a lot of things are exposed, especially the intake, we definitely want to put the usual. We want to stuff it with something so nothing gets down in there. Now I'm really gonna be taking this off. Wobbly bit. 10 millimeter here. All right, we gotta take these two 13s out. Now this can come off, like so. See the two bushings, not bushings, but gaskets right there. So now I'm going to start taking off these heater boxes here and the exhaust. So I'm going to start with the front exhaust. They're all 13s here. So these are the nuts. So I'm going to start with that and should be able to get this side off. The box off. And we'll do the same for the other side. I'm not gonna film it, same old thing. Rinse and repeat. So, let me see if I can take off this plate here, take off the rest of this tin. Now we're gonna get into meat and potatoes. Take this off. Pop these off. I don't know what G101 is. Anybody know what G101? G01. Don't know what kind of heads these are. Here things will get a little critical. You want to make sure you keep the same side components and leave them on the same side. You want to keep them that way. Let's take these off. I just give it a nice little love tap because it's a little under tension. And there we go. Come right out. Let's check the back of these. Some of these can be replaced. They don't look so good. All this stuff is torqued, so I'm gonna break it loose. These are 15. Take the 15 millimeter socket. Just gonna break it loose. Oh, did you see that? That went all the way down to the tube. Now it's in the engine. So if it wasn't for the fact that I'm taking the engine apart, I'd be out of luck. Yeah. Okay, guys, remember there is a nut down that hole. It's down that hole somewhere. So it's gonna be in the engine block again. I wouldn't have taken apart the heads this way. I would have laid them horizontal so that wouldn't happen. So I'm gonna turn this a little bit. And we need to get to these nuts right here. Are you kidding me? That guy was loose. This here was loose. Well, that caused a leak. That would cause a leak. Yeah, that or stretching out. It wasn't tightened. All right. So I'm talking about, guys. Some people who claim to work on these cars and be good at it. I don't know. Let me back you guys up, because this extension is long and I need the leverage. That wasn't torqued right either. Yeah, I have some concerns. Use a magnet to get these washers out. Pop this puppy off. Ah, yeah. Great. I'm gonna flip it over. We'll take a look. This one seems kind of wet, right? This wasn't really torqued down very well. I don't remember seeing any smoking, but it was definitely had oil kind of seeping through. I have to check the rings, but it doesn't look good right now. So let's take these jugs out. I'm going to lightly hit them. See if I can pull them out. Oh yeah. I want to back you guys up because I'm starting to move here. Just going to do it gently because I don't want to break these guys. And you know what? I know what's wrong. I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. You're gonna be surprised. See this here? I installed these later on. I installed these with everything assembled. I made these out of some kind of sheet metal and stuck it in between here. And then I added some wire to it to hold them in place. They're supposed to look like this. They're supposed to look like. You just snap these in here, but they didn't put them in. As you guys know, engine builders know, there is a plate that goes in here and it's supposed to cool off these areas. So as the wind comes through, it's kind of hard to explain. As air comes down this way, it hits this deflector shield and spreads the air out this way. And these were missing. So I stuck these in real quick. So we're gonna see how these jugs look. But right now I'm trying to move the jugs and I forgot I had these in here. So that's what these look like. It was just my way of putting something there instead of having nothing. It's not right though. It's not the right way to do it. I feel like you guys are like at a slant. Like one of those Batman scenes. It's a stand. All right, so we're gonna pull this guy out. Pull it straight out. That's all I'm doing. It's a little caught. So I'm gonna try to hammer this a little bit. It's sticky. Usually they come straight out. It's binding. All right, guys, I'm gonna try something else. Let me turn you off here for a second. Okay, I finally got her out. Don't know why she was stuck. May have been cockeyed a little bit, but normally they come straight out. It's very concerning, very concerning. But inside of here looks pretty good. So let's take the other jug out. Hopefully I won't break a fan. I mean, if you break a fan, it's not the end of the world. Just to loosen it up a little bit. That's how they're supposed to come out. Why that one was so difficult, I don't know. I already pulled the clip out of here. Just gotta be careful, we don't drop this in the engine, which I have done many times. I push my finger through, and that one seems kind of tight. Getting that out. So if they're tight getting out of here, you can take a socket and push on it first. and that doesn't work, you can use a little bit of hammer, but just be careful. Don't go crazy. And by the way, this is 15 millimeter. I don't know why that's stubborn. Normally it'll come right out. Good, red flag, guys, red flags. First red flag was, oh crap, I just saw something. Hold on, I'll show it to you guys in a minute. Oh yeah, it's not good. All right. This was sitting in here like that, okay? Pins out. Tell me what you guys see. You get a closer look. Do you see it? Tell me what's wrong. This is the front. This is the front. This is where the crank pulley is. Tell me what you see. You see an arrow, don't you? Look, guys, I'm not gonna bore you with me taking out these cylinders, but there's red flags. There's already red flags. Okay, everyone, I took out all of the jugs and the pistons. They're sitting right there. The cylinders and the pistons are sitting right there. This is, as you saw earlier, the arrow was facing towards the crank pulley. It should be facing towards the flywheel. It has to do with weight and the way these things operate. So if you have the arrow pointing this way, your load will be different on the rods and the crankshaft. That's not how it's supposed to go. Anyway, that's what the arrows are for. And get a closer look at this. Started to clean this off and realized that these are 87 millimeters. Not a fan of these. But however, I found this big old scratch mark that somebody put in here, like gouge mark. I don't know who did that. When I cleaned it off, that's what it showed. So it's not looking good. I'm hoping, man, I'll recheck these. I'm not gonna totally toss them. They may be salvageable, but we'll see as we go through the process. That'll be in another video. But now we're down to this. I have to take off this oil plate. I also have to take off the oil pump too. So that'll be next. So let me get started on that. We're almost there, guys, almost there. Oh no, remember, we still got a nut to find. Try this out. Something I've done before where I left the gasket on and I was like, why is this not coming apart here? I took everything off. Come to find out, I left the oil strainer on and the gasket on. Believe it or not, the gasket can be strong enough where it keeps it in place. Careful of the surface here. You don't want to scratch this up. This is a very dull. All right, we gotta flip this puppy over. It has to turn to the other side. This top side here. Getting a lot of oil on the floor. I'm gonna take these out first. I'm just curious. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. These were not even torqued. Holy smokes. I bet you the bearings are beat up in there. Look at that. I'm barely putting any. Let's see. Oh, they forgot to torque these. How did this engine run? That's nothing. What the world? They didn't torque these things. No wonder this case leaks. This is, oh my gosh, look at that. I barely, oh, this is terrible. That's not even torqued. Oh, this is terrible. Side note, see these here? These are sealing rings, okay? The sealing rings on top of these nuts. The way these work, they don't go down like that. They go up, okay? Because a lot of times, oil will seep through the threads and work its way out. This is not a sealing surface. That's not meant for a sealing surface. It's meant to seal up around here on this thread. As you can see, some of the oil kind of seeping through here. That's where it's supposed to seal. Anyway, I'm gonna go on a rant here in a second. How people who build these engines shouldn't be building these engines if they don't know or have somebody to help them out. All right, we have a bunch of these small guys need to come out. I am not gonna waste video on that. These are 13s. They're all over the block. Just make sure you get them all before you start trying to split the case. Last but not least, will be the fuel pump. The oil pump. Pop the cover off. I'm gonna have some oil coming out. I don't know if I can get this pump off. I'm gonna take the gears out first. And we'll check this later. Okay, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I have a spreader here to split the case. And I took everything out. All the bolts are out. Everything looks good. I double checked it over and over again. The case is already starting to split. So all I have to do is just keep cranking on this and you'll see how the case is starting to split. You just do it slowly. Okay, I think we're ready to take this apart. You can see it's separated pretty well. All I have to do is just pull it straight up. Just like that. All right. Let's get a closer look here. What's going on? Here you can see some of the bearing right there has been, I don't know if it's been marked or hit. This doesn't look too happy on the outside there, but I don't know. Let's see the other half of the case. All right, looking at this half. So when you run your fingernail across that surface, it should be smooth, and it's not. Okay. Some scoring in that bearing there. You can see that. This one's not bad. This one's pretty good. So I was saying it was leaking in between the two, and I'm pulling on this gasket material here. It's coming right off. It's not oil resistant at all. See, it's turning into mush. And when something's oil resistant, it wouldn't break down like that. All right, so that's the one half. It's gonna be a little bit upside down for you guys. This is your main thrust. It doesn't look bad. Crank looks pretty decent for this right here. So let's take out, we're gonna finish this disassembling of this engine like right now. So take out, this is your camshaft. This is camshaft bearing. It's not bad. I don't see anything. It's normal wear. These lifters look pretty good, actually. Won't know until I take them out, but they're in the block. There's actually no play on these. It's pretty nice. No play on these lifters. This brass here is kind of chewed up. I don't know why. That's chewed up. All right. So this cam plug was barely in there. Again, see, that's the gasket material. It's breaking down, but the oil just coming right off of it. Not good. I'm gonna pull this crankshaft out, but I can't do it with holding you guys. So let me put you guys down. pull this crankshaft out, pull it straight up. There we go. This doesn't feel too bad here. Seems pretty good. A little bit, now that bearing looks good too. Just a little bit of scoring, nothing terrible. Huh. Like some of this oil here, these oil galleys here, like this hole, it's plugged. It's got junk in it. Looks like grass or something. Oh, look at that. See that there? Let me get a closer look. That bearing looked like it was walking with the dowel pin. So that's not good. Can't put that back. Why was it walking? Okay, that's it for tearing down this case. You see there's a lot of red flags. Bearing is one of them. Shouldn't be doing that. Should be nice and tightly fit. That's probably why this is oblong here where the dowel pin is, because it's been moving. Should not be moving at all. And it probably created this ridge. All right, so that's it. Just want to say, please like, subscribe, if you can. And I'm going to start looking closely at the block. I think the block needs a line bore at this point. I'm not too sure if I want to do a line bore. I don't know. Or simply just get another case. If I'm going to do all that, I might as well go high performance, right? So, I don't know. This is a backup engine. So, I got a couple of decisions to make. So, it's okay. It's not the greatest. I may not throw any more money in it. I may get the line bore done. I don't know. Those things cost money. And I wasn't planning on doing all that. So, anyway, you guys tell me. Leave in the comments below. Tell me what you think. Should I line bore it? Should I put new bearings in it? Let me know. Just give me some ideas. So, we're not done yet. There'll be another video. I have to see how bad this case is too when it's all put together. But I think it was just a seal fail, or a sealant fail, because it was barely hanging in. Some of this doesn't even have any seal on it. So, anyway, again, like, subscribe, and comment, and thanks for watching. Hey guys, I found the nut. Here it is. Got it.